the waitress singing, the farm worker singing, the car hanger singing, the fireman singing, each one singing, the checker, the trucker, the hooker, the housewife dying. America singing, America singing.
I work in a luggage factory. We make suitcases. The tank I work at is 6 foot deep, 8 foot square.
I've always wanted to be a fireman. A lot of guys want to be firemen.
I have to be a waitress. How else does the world come to me?
It's a pretty good day, Livingstone. You get interested in what you're doing.
It's the best part of a dog's day when the UPS man comes around. Hey, somebody, don't you want to hear the story of my life? One of them movie companies, TV documentaries. Won't you come and ask me, please? And pay me $1 million to tell you what I do at the store. Cause if you pay me $1 million, I wouldn't have to go and do it no more.
1, 2, 3,
4, just like the song say, all the live long day. Everybody just know that song. Working for a living the whole day long, all the live long day.
Hey, somebody, won't you turn your head? Take a look my way. I'm getting old and I tell you, getting old ain't nothing new.
Something ain't with you know. Be my old pal Monday, no radio Saturday show. Be my old pal Monday, and another cup of coffee if the juice is flowing. 1, 2, 3, get going. Just like the song say, all the live long day. Everybody does know that song. Working for a living the whole day long, all the live long day. Just like the song say, all the live long day. Say just like the song say, all the live long day. Say just like the song say, now, all the live long day. Now just like the song say, now, all the live long day. Now just like the song say, now, all the live long day. Now just like the song say, now, all the live long day. Now just like the song say, now, all the live long day. Now just like the song say, now, all the live long day. Now everybody does know that song. Working for a living the whole day long, all the live long day. Typically in the morning, you wait at the shanty till about 7. You go in at 7 and you start walking your way up the ladder, climbing up the steel. Every 2 floors, you plank it off. Then you disconnect the bottom of the mast and you tie it to the boom on top of the choking cable. You get a heavy block on the job. It probably weighs 250 pounds, something like that. I've been working structural steel since I was 18. I've worked on towers 120, 130 feet high. Now, most people are scared of heights like that. So automatically, every ironworker's got this ego. You're doing something someone else can't. And you get to wear a tool belt. When you're a kid and you got the wrenches in like a holster, you're like a cowboy or a sailor. If I put a 2x4 on the floor, I couldn't knock you off with a stick. But if I raise it up 50 feet and a little gust of wind comes and you overreact, you end up falling off. That's why most ironworkers start off as kids. When you're a kid and the guy next to you walks the beam, you're going to try walking it too. Ironworkers very, very rarely fall in the hole. That's what our term is. If somebody falls off a building, they fell in the hole. We talk a lot about it among ourselves. You ironwork long enough, you're going to get some real scares. I notice myself, I get a copper taste in my mouth. You know when you're a kid and you put a penny in your mouth? You know that taste? It's the taste of fear, I guess. And as you get older, you reconcile yourself to the fact that it's easier to drop down
and coon across the beam, we call it. That's easier, but you lose all the hair on the inside of your legs. You can always tell an iron worker, because he doesn't have any hair on the inside of his legs. Another bad thing is, up here we don't have any outhouses, so we piss in the columns. Everyone's always drunk the night before, so they're always expelling themselves down these columns. The worst thing is something's gonna happen where you gotta work down there. Even worse, you gotta burn something down there. It's like cooking a toilet. But I always knew I was gonna be an iron worker. My older brothers were iron workers and my father was an iron worker, so it was a natural course of events. My father was very disappointed I didn't go to college. We had a college boy at work this summer. One time he saw a book in my back pocket and he was amazed. He said to me, "You read? That's what can get to you. The non-recognition by other people. To say a man is just a laborer, a woman is just a housewife, it bothers you sometimes. Sometimes, some mornings, I look across the skyline for a building I worked on. Like that office building out there. And I can see a fancy car pulling up to the parking garage I built. And I know some guy from the burbs is driving in it. And I know he's never going to think about me. But I think about him sometimes. Driving in his air-conditioned car to his air-conditioned office, sitting back there and enjoying the ride.